Mr. McLaughlin regarding bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I understand that Ms. Weiss was summoned in this case, is not currently on a bond. I readily acknowledge that Ms. Weiss has quite a few protective factors that would argue against the bond, including her lack of criminal history, her frequent appearances in court on this matter, and the fact that she certainly has ties to this community. I think there are also many aggravating factors that would dictate that a bond should be set, including the fact that Ms. Weiss is no longer afforded the presumption of innocence. This week, she has both pled guilty to a count and now been convicted of a count, and that presumption of innocence no longer applies. These are very serious charges. While we are in county court and these are misdemeanors, this is essentially as serious as this gets in county court. Oliver Stratton is dead. Ms. Weiss is now convicted of that murder. While the mens rea is careless, appropriately so, the severity, I think, needs to be addressed. We also have the other count that Ms. Weiss pled guilty to, which has indicated that, well, yes, she's been reappearing and been cooperative with this court. She also significantly obstructed a law enforcement investigation in this case. She deleted text messages, she lied to law enforcement officers, and that has brought us here today. I also know that the family has felt significantly harassed throughout the year and a half of this case. Now, I do not allege that any of that is criminal conduct on behalf of Ms. Weiss. If it was so, I would have filed that. That being said, there was an ongoing pattern, I think, of pressure against the family. The court has heard very little of that because that was mainly not germane to the elements of the crime. I think the court will hear more about that at sentencing. But the court did see a flavor of that where Mr. Drage, self-identified as one of the best friends of the Weiss family, explained that he was trying to sabotage the memorial to Oliver Stratton. That's really just the tip of the iceberg that the Strattons have explained to us over the last year and a half. And so I certainly do think that a bond, a monetary bond, a cash bond would be appropriate in this case. I think the reality of the situation is it's highly likely, if not certain, Ms. Weiss is going to post that bond. I don't necessarily believe or think that Ms. Weiss needs to be held in custody until March 7th, but I do think that there should be a bond and some conditions attached to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kavanaugh.
First of all, Judge, I'm outraged by the district attorney at this time asking that my client post a bond under these circumstances. If anyone has been harassed for the last year, it's been my client and the family. There's been attempts to try to have her job terminated. There's been a campaign and pressure on the district attorney's office to try to make this case more than what it is. Judge, this is a careless driving case, and that's all it is. And they tried in this whole case. I've been doing this a long time, so it's about time I say something about it. This is not an election day. This is not an election case. And that's what's been going on from the very beginning, Mr. District Attorney. So I'm offended by your comment, but putting this woman on a bond when all along,
Kavanaugh,
Judge, I'm sorry, but that's enough of that.
I appreciate your anger, but I need to make a decision regarding bond after she's been convicted.
The decision you should make, Judge, is my client has conducted herself in a very respectful way in all court appearances. Sorry, please. I don't believe that she should be placed on bond. She has respected you in every step. In fact, there's no reason for that under the circumstances, Judge. It's not the summons. Let me hear back from this man.
Your Honor, could I respond to what was a personal attack?
Briefly.
Your Honor, the allegations that this case, anything in this case, or this request had something to do with politics in our election is insulting and completely false.
But true.
Based on the facts, Your Honor, that we are past an election. I'm a term-limited official who cannot run for re-election. And so Mr. Gavaldon's assertions are simply false. To the assertion that there was some sort of pressure to charge this as higher than a careless driving case, it wasn't. We're here on a careless driving case. Thank you.